I had to almost argue with a girl about her travel schedule because this bitch is never in DC. She's always out there doing something very fabulous, but tonight she's with us. She's here at home for the holidays. I'm so excited to welcome to the stage for the last edition of the Nail Salon. Please put your hands together for the one, the only, Bambi!
Did y'all know that December 25th is not actually Jesus' birthday? What? Yeah. So it turns out that the Christian church, this is not a secret, chose that date because it aligned with existing pagan traditions. And I guess it's easier to convince people to convert if you let them keep some of their same hobbies. So what we understand as Christmas is really just a collage of existing pagan practices. Some scholars believe that Jesus' actual birthday is in the springtime in early April, which would make perfect sense because that is when 3 wise men who are gainfully employed as shepherds would be in the field tending their flock. So, I guess the reason for the season is just someone's unbirthday, and wouldn't you know it, it's my unbirthday too. Jesus and I have so much in common. Also, I looked this up. It turns out the nativity scene is not exclusive to Jesus. My whole life I thought it was like just a Christian term for this one moment. But no, nativity scene is just literally the story of anyone's birth. So I repeat that the way we celebrate Christmas is telling some guy's birth story not on his birthday. So let's talk about me. And why I have always been annoyed with Jesus. So for this next section, the role of Bambi/Robert will be played by white Jesus. Behold, rural Tennessee, 1990, Sinead O'Connor playing on the radio, crying out, "Nothing compares to you, baby boy." My birth mother, like the Virgin Mary, was 14, and I have to imagine that just like my birth mother, Mary was ultimately just a scared little girl with the weight of an enormous responsibility. And like the Judeo-Christian God seeking out and finding the correct parents to raise his son, my birth mother chose a Mary and Joseph of my very own, Susan and Greg. Say hi, guys. And this next part of the story wouldn't really become clear until later in my life, but much like baby Jesus, I am very, very accustomed to older men traveling long distances just to give me gifts. Also, like the baby Jesus, I grew up protected by angels. And The town I grew up in, a small town called Salon, Tennessee, small college town, has roots in the Episcopal Church, and the local lore of Sewanee is that it is protected by angels on the domain. And on either side of town, there are two stone gates that you drive through to enter and exit. And the tradition is, when you drive through the gate, and this is everyone in the community, when you drive through the gate, you touch the roof of your car to take your guardian angel with you into the world. And it's not until you return home and return through the gate that you touch the roof of your car again to release your guardian angel so they can rest since you are home. So, that's where I grew up. Not where I was born. I was born a few hours away in Cookeville, Tennessee, where my birth mother, who I haven't met, still lives. And you may know Cookeville, Tennessee as the center of some of Tennessee's anti-drag, anti-gay hoopla. And my birth mother, in the tradition, the grand tradition of her Judeo-Christian God, was going to name her first creation Adam. And Adam is the name I would have carried if she had kept me in Cookeville, Tennessee. And there's something about this idea of this queer kid named Adam in this barren landscape of Cookeville that is sort of fundamental to how I've always known exactly who I am, that through the wisdom and sacrifice of this literal child, I grew up protected and guided in the ways I needed to be. And that's why I'm such a monster. So, Adam, I always feel like, is this dead name of a person who never existed, based solely because of the miracle of a 14-year-old's choice. And it was a choice that was hers and hers alone to make. And I thank her. But there's this thing about her sacrifice and the wisdom of this child that somehow magically prepared me to know exactly who I am in the world. And you can imagine how annoyed I got every Christmas when we gathered around and celebrated a story that, spoiler alert, didn't look that different from mine. The nerve. So I've always thought, because of this sacrifice, because of the ways that I was protected, and I've always known and been clear and steadfast in my queerness and in my body, I've always felt as though my birth mother is God. Hold on. I'm not saying that I'm Jesus, because first of all, I'm white. I'm just saying that how was I supposed to see myself as anything but a miracle? If this same story meant that this thing was special, let's face it, he's ripped it right out of my diary, stole my life story. So if my mother is my God, then aren't I divine? And by extension, aren't you divine? And yes, that's the short answer. Yes. I think that there's something beautiful and blessed about queerness, and that is, as far as I understand it, it is one of the only traits, if not the only trait, that exists across cultures, regardless of history or tolerance or safety or understanding. And the other blessed thing about queerness is that because of that, we always find each other. Even in the darkest of times, we still manage to find each other, because ultimately, if I'm a miracle, so are you. So, I know I just ranted about how Jesus plagiarized my whole life story and got away with it. But I really feel like Mariah Carey has it right. And sometimes it just feels good to be festive. And even though I get a little pissed off around this time of year, I can't help but feel grateful. And it's times like this, I'm grateful and blessed that I found you. I'm grateful and blessed that I have a home in DC. I'm grateful and blessed to have people like Dawn who work for these miracles. And I performed in, this is my third nail salon, I was in the very first one. And I can really chart my own growth through these seasons. And I don't take any of that lightly. Thank you, Dawn, for this. So, in the spirit of just deciding to be festive and leaning into those pagan traditions that we rebranded as Christmas, DJ, can you play a Christmas song?
Catharsis and pop music. What else could you ask for? You made my mom cry. I'd be crying if it weren't for the substances running through my body. It's fine. It's just vitamin C. Everybody calm down. Bambi, put your hands together one more time. Jesus Christ. This bitch has been promoting AI imagery of herself as the savior for the last month to get you all here. So thank you very much for that effort. She is both the child of God and the mother of God. So if that doesn't say something, I don't know what does. Bambi, tell me anything. I don't care.
Thank you.
Aww.
That's it.